recording. Okay, Wendy. The recording is in process. Today is Friday, September 22nd.
Yep.
If we can get through this thing, and I have to start this off by saying, Wendy, for somebody that doesn't have like a schedule,
right,
you're really hard to figure out your schedule to get this thing done. What do you say about that?
Trey, I don't know if I do it now at this point just to annoy you, but yes, for some reason in this duo, you have a lot going on and I do not, but somehow I hold us up till the end of the week. Right. I don't know what's going on, but maybe I'm doing it subconsciously on purpose just to irritate you.
Wendy, it's a touch irritating.
Oh, I know.
It is, because we were supposed to do it. You were in Birmingham on Wednesday. Okay, gotcha. You stopped by my office, which was cool. Saw the new office. We are in a new office, selling insurance, home, auto, small commercial, Birmingham, Alabama, rocking it out. You did stop by. It was great to see you. Thank you for coming by.
Good to see you.
And then we were supposed to do this yesterday. And I'm assuming you got.
But I was tired. I was very
tired.
Yeah, I was tired.
Stuck in some traffic.
I did.
Super tired.
Trey, listen, I agree that this is out of control. This is out of control. I'll try to do better, but we'll just have to see. It is kind of fun getting you all jacked up about it, though.
Yeah, I mean, all I'm asking for is 20 minutes. I did have Nacho, Chris Arnold, reach out to me and be like, "Where's the podcast at?" I'm like, "Dude,
it's coming."
I guess we hadn't signed Wendy's contract, or she's holding out. I don't know what you're doing, but we're back at it. It's Friday afternoon. I'm gonna get this out. Good to see you. Wendy, we got to go through last week's games, even though it's already into this week. We're not going to spend a lot of time on last week's game. Wendy, basically last week's game was Colorado beats Colorado State in an epic double overtime game that 700 million people watched in prime time. Is 3-0. What's up?
Listen, let me tell you something, Trey. Colorado is where it's at right now. But let me say this. These tighter games lead me to believe that if they go up against an SEC defense, I'm not so sure they can hang. You can sling a ball all you want to, but if your defense isn't doing their part, so I think Colorado is really, really good. I think these two players are really good. It'll be interesting to see what happens when they go against a defense. Personally,
and they are. Yeah, and they are this week against Oregon. And, I mean, a lot of people are predicting them to get blown out by Oregon. But, listen, a lot of people have picked them to kind of get blown out by several of the people they've won. And then the game they were supposed to blow out, they haven't. Colorado, I mean, it's crazy. You scroll on YouTube, and Colorado's Deion press conferences get like 2 and 3 million views.
They're epic.
This is the greatest thing ever. Wendy, you want to be entertained, you want to be entertained. And listen, I give it to Primetime. He does some really good things. He does say a lot of really good things.
He does.
Kind of behind the show veneer of what he's got. I think he's a really good guy and a really good guy for college football.
Well, and he really respects Saban, so I like him just for that. Like, he really does. So if he respects my program, then I'm going to respect his program.
Wendy, let's get to last week. Alabama, South Florida. I mean, it was a 6.5-hour game. There was a rain delay. We had quarterbacks. We had all kind of stuff. We're hanging on barely at the end to beat South Florida. What's up with Crimson Tide?
Listen, man, I just want everybody to know, like, I don't know what's going to happen with this. Like, we just don't look good. Milroe's going to be the quarterback. If this was our options, he should be the quarterback. Our offensive line is terrible. Like, terrible. Our center, I don't know what the actual center is doing. I don't know if he's trying to sabotage the University of Alabama, if he hates the University of Alabama. I'm not really sure what the dude's doing. But number 74, he's that freshman they've got. He can't take on any edger in the league, certainly in the SEC. We're not good. Like, I don't want to. I'm not just trying to be dramatic, because I'm pretty dramatic. I don't see it this year. Like, I think everybody should be worried about tomorrow's game. Like, it feels like the Roman Empire has fallen. That's what it feels like.
Listen, we'll get to this week's games in a minute. Listen, to me, and I agree with you. The offense just looks a step slow. Like, they look like they're just the offensive line, the running, everybody looks like they're a step slow. One good thing about Alabama is I think Alabama's finally going to have to figure out, hey, this is who we are. this is what we're going to go with, and fine tune those things, and hopefully Alabama can get it going. We'll talk about that game in a minute. Wendy, Georgia, South Carolina, Georgia last week. South Carolina comes out, and they were going to beat somebody for a minute,
Yeah.
Wendy, and then halftime came. Georgia ended up running away with it late. Wendy, Georgia's still at top. Georgia might not ever lose another game.
They will never lose another game, but Georgia can be beat. That's what I'm trying to tell you. What South Carolina proved is that Georgia can be beat. That quarterback's not elite. Stetson Bennett was probably drunk every single game he played in last year, was just out there balling out. This quarterback is not as good as Stetson Bennett. He's really not. And I'm going to tell you something, Trey. I think Georgia can be beat. Now, I don't think we can beat them this year. Not by us, not by Bama. But I think they can be beat. Possibly by Colorado. I'm not sure.
Oh, come on, Wendy.
Oh, I know. Colorado would get drilled. Colorado would get drilled. Yeah. But listen, they can be beat. I think South Carolina gave it a great effort. But then the biggest thing, Trey, was that Tennessee-Florida game.
Tennessee-Florida is exactly where I'm going, Wendy. Tennessee-Florida comes on late at night. I mean, the Alabama game's still going on. We're hanging on by a thread against the South Florida team. Tennessee-Florida comes on. Wendy, Tennessee comes out, and Florida just drives the ball right down their throat. Tennessee really was not in the game to me. And Florida beats them again, and they cannot win in the swamp. Something about Tennessee in the swamp. They might need to change up their pregame routine in the swamp. I'll tell you what Tennessee needs to do next time they go to the swamp. Just fly in the day of the game. Just wake up in Knoxville in the East Tennessee, get a little morning dew going, and head down to Florida and play in that day. Scrap. Do something different because it ain't working. Tennessee might have another quarterback problem. I don't know what's going on with Tennessee. I don't think Tennessee's quite as bad as they looked against Florida. I think Florida really just hit on some stuff. So we'll have to see how Tennessee goes. You predicted Florida. You did predict Florida. I'll give you credit. I was really trying to get Tennessee over the hump. That did not happen.
That did not happen. So, Trey, this is just another fine example that when you're super pumped that a team's going to win, we guarantee you they're going to lose. I guarantee you, if Trey is like, it ain't a contest, you have nothing to worry about. You'll be singing Rocky Top, all in Florida, all that. Just go ahead and mark yourself an L. If Trey starts that madness, you ain't winning a game, guys. I'm just telling you.
Yeah. I've done that a lot against.
You've done it a lot.
I'm nervous about the games. We blow them out by 50, and I think we're going to blast this team, and we end up getting beat. Yeah,
every time.
Tennessee figure it out. Hopefully they will. I still don't think Florida's as good as they were, and I think Tennessee's better than that. So we'll see.
Well, we got to get
to this week's game.
I think Tennessee's good enough to beat Bama. I don't know if they're good enough to beat anybody else, but honestly, at this point, I think everybody's good enough to beat Bama.
Well, Bama's fine. We're going to be fine. Bama's got a good defense. We said it on the last podcast. Bama's going to win a bunch of games 24-17, 24-14, or lose a bunch of games 24-14 or 24-17. So one way or the other, I don't think a lot of people are scoring on Alabama, and I don't think Alabama's going to be scoring a lot on other people, low-scoring games. Let's get to this week's games, Wendy. Let's just bang down here real quick. Obviously, I'm hyped up because I feel like we're late. Florida State, Clemson. What's up?
Go Florida State. Florida State's going to drill them. Clemson, sorry, buddy. Y'all don't have it. Clemson's gone. Clemson, bloop, bloop.
Florida State had to hang on last week against Boston College, Wendy.
Yeah.
But that gives Clemson some hope. Maybe Florida State's not a road team. Maybe Clemson can find some magic. I'm pulling for Dabo. Let's go Dabo Swinney. He's a Pelham guy, Birmingham guy. Let's go Dabo.
Right.
Looks like Florida State might pull that one out. Wendy, LSU, Arkansas. LSU looked good last week. LSU, I'm just telling you, LSU's going to be the team. They know what's up. They had a bad quarter against Florida State. Wendy, what's up? LSU,
no,
Arkansas.
It's going to be Arkansas. I love Justin Jefferson. It's going to be Arkansas, Trey. Listen, you can sit there. Why don't you go get real hyped up so you can make sure LSU loses the game? But I'm just telling you right now, Arkansas is not a terrible team. And you better watch out for Justin Jefferson. He's been in the league 14 years now in the SEC. I'm telling you, he can win a ball game right by himself.
Okay, you like Arkansas, I like LSU.
Yes.
Wendy, Ohio State, Notre Dame. We normally don't talk a lot about outside of the SEC, but Ohio State, Notre Dame happens this weekend in South Bend. Notre Dame's going to be wearing green uniforms. Who wins the Ohio State Notre Dame game, Wendy?
I don't like Ryan Day. I'm going with Notre Dame. I think Ryan Day's kind of a tool. I'm not a fan of Ryan Day, so I'll root against him, just him. So if he's the coach, I'm just going to root against him. So let's go Notre Dame. Let's go Fighting Irish.
Let's go Notre Dame. And we have the Auburn football Tigers against the Texas A&M Aggies. Wendy, can Auburn – now, we already have Hugh Freeze downplaying this game. We already have Hugh Freeze limping in there. We're not where we need to be. A&M's got everything, and they're limping in there. Wendy, can Auburn go into Texas A&M and beat them or not?
No, it's not going to happen. Hugh Freeze is doing the exact right thing. He's making sure his fans have very, very, very low expectation. So no, Auburn, you're just not there yet. They're not ready. Texas A&M. Now listen, the coaching at Texas A&M is so bad that Hugh Freeze might be able to outcoach him. I wouldn't put it past Hugh Freeze to outcoach him, but talent wise, I don't see him doing it this year. I think Auburn's about to get their first loss.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough road to hoe against Auburn, but at least there's some excitement to the game. At least I think it's going to be a decent game. Hugh Freeze will have his kids ready to play, and let's see what happens. And Wendy, we're going to end with this one. It's the Alabama Crimson Tide. Let me just ask you this: is it Alabama versus Ole Miss, or is it Alabama versus Lane Kiffin? Which one are we doing here? Because Lane Kiffin runs his mouth.
I know.
Does all these tweets and does all this and does, the castle's falling and whatever this guy's doing. He doesn't think the defensive coordinator's calling the plays. Can Lane Kiffin get over himself enough to let Ole Miss come into Bryant-Denny Saturday and beat Alabama? Wendy, what's up?
I think they've got a better shot this year than they have. Trey, this guy is, though, you got to give him credit. He is an offensive mastermind. He played with Saban. He knows the playbook. He knows what we do. I think he can punch enough holes in the offense, Trey. I really do. I think here's the thing. Kiffin scores points. This guy's going to score some points. He's going to run a hurry-up offense. We'll see if he sends all of his players out to flop. You know how he's like a flopper. He loves to have these kids flopping around against Alabama. But I'm weak in my heart with Alabama. I want him to do well. I don't. But if I have to do a prediction, I'm going to pick Ole Miss. And I don't care who's mad at me. I don't know if we can win the game, Trey. Trey, what do you see that I don't see that makes you think we can win this game? Dart, is it Dart that there's their quarterback? His name's Dart. Is that the quarterback? If it is, if I'm right about that, because I get names wrong all the time. Listen, he's the number one quarterback in the SEC. He's going to throw bombs. Our defense is going to be tired by the beginning of the fourth quarter. I'm just telling you, the Roman Empire is getting ready to fall. I'm telling you. I'm right.
Wendy has predicted Ole Miss to beat the University of Alabama.
Right now, I predict everybody to beat the university. Until I see something different, I predict everybody to beat us. Everybody we play. I know it's horrible.
What can Alabama do to win the game, Wendy?
Go pay a quarterback from another school within the next few days. It's go get. If we could just get that Colorado quarterback, then maybe. But Trey, I'm just telling you, I'm like you. It's like they're 2 steps slower, man. Sorry if you can hear that. I don't know how any of this works. Okay, there we go.
Well, don't hit a button because we're about to end this. So, Wendy, I'll still listen. I'm gonna ride with Alabama until I can't ride with them anymore. I think Saban will figure out a way to get the most out of his team. I think at this point, Saban knows what he has. Right. I think in years past, he's known from probably game 1, maybe game 2 of what kind of team we have. Right. I think this might have taken him a little bit longer, had to suffer a loss against Texas. But I think Nick Saban will have the team in the best position to win the game, which is really what you want from a coach. These coaches don't play. The coaches put the players in position, and the players either make plays or they don't. That's the whole deal. And I think Saban at this point has figured out who the team is, and we're going to give A&M our best shot. So,
well, not A&M. We're playing Ole Miss.
Excuse me. Yeah, we're playing Ole Miss. Sorry.
That's a few weeks away, Tracy. You're already worried about another game. You ain't getting it.
I got you. So Alabama and Ole Miss this weekend, going to be a big time down at Bryant-Denny. It's going to be a 2:30 Central kickoff. I think it's going to be rocking. And I still look for Alabama to win the game. this might get more into the fourth quarter. This might, it was a fourth quarter game last year. So
right, you're right.
Roll Tide. Let's see what Alabama can do. Let Milroe play a little bit, and I'm still pulling for the Tide. And Wendy, do you have a foot on the bandwagon? Are you
No.
Are you going to wear Alabama gear?
I'm the biggest Alabama fan I feel like on the planet, but I don't want to sit here and lie. Like, I don't feel it. Like, it doesn't feel good right now. There's too many holes in this thing. I feel like we're playing coaches that have coached with him, and they might be kind of figuring out his number. We're running out of people to hire at the University of Alabama. There's something about this year that feels different. And here's the other thing that's so concerning. We've already lost to Texas. We cannot lose another game. So yes, it's a little like we've got Ole Miss. It's a really good team. They're undefeated. If we lose that game, it's gone. All of our chances are gone.
Well, for the national title, maybe, but there's still a chance at the SEC West. I mean, the Texas game was not a conference loss. Now, I will say this: if we're losing to Ole Miss at home, it's going to be hard to think that we're going to run the table. I think that's more of the reality of it.
Right.
But in an odd sense, it's not going to be the end of the world. Roll Tide. Wendy, what are you doing this weekend? And I do have one last question for you.
I'm going to Mom's. We're not doing it at my house. I'm too tired.
Okay.
So we're going to Mom's.
All right. I don't know if this is still on because somebody just called me and might have brought this up. Can you still see me?
I can see and hear you. I think it's fine.
Okay. Sorry. Somebody just called me. Listen, Roll Tide. Listen, let me just ask this one. It's kind of out of the box question. I know when we were kids. Let's go back to when we were children in the late 80s, early 90s is when we were kind of kids.
Yes.
And we all got boom boxes. Like you had these boom boxes in your room. You plugged them up. They had the antenna, CD player, music, and everybody got one.
Right.
Here's the problem I'm having right now. Are boom boxes dead? And because everything is a Bluetooth speaker. So if you've got young children, how are they supposed to go in their room and listen to music now? I'm confused.
They would assume that everybody has a cell phone. Like that's what they want is for everybody to have a cell phone.
A 4 or 5 year old does not have a cell phone.
Totally agree. So let me tell you.
Or a 9-year-old doesn't have a cell phone, at least where I'm at.
Right. So let me tell you where you go to get boom boxes. Thrift store. Guess where Gina got, those silver ones that you and I, that we used to all have? Guess where Gina found one? Thrift store. She bought it.
Well, listen, I'm
only way to get
this
one
right now. I'm calling for the boom box to come back because I don't want the kids to have an iPhone to hook up to a Bluetooth speaker. I want the boom boxes back. I want them in their room and I want them blasting music and I want to come down there and I want to tell them to stop, turn the music down. That's what I want.
Well,
where we've gone in society, I don't know, but there's no option just to play a boom box in a kid's room and I'm upset about it.
Listen, Trey, let's make some cool boom boxes and try to sell them on the Zon. We could be millionaires. You never know.
All day long.
I didn't win the lottery, so we got to do something.
Okay, well, just keep the ticket. You never know.
I did.
All
and
right,
I cheated it twice.
All right, listen, I love you. Let's have some fun this weekend. Hey, I want to say hey to everybody out there, Mom, Pop.
Yes.
Destiny's out there, Chris Arnold. He's wanting to know where this is. That text thread's rocking and rolling.
Right.
Rock Hill, Tyler played with him this weekend. Played some golf with him this week. But everybody out there that's listening to it, what's up? Leave a comment when we put this in on YouTube. Stick a comment or a question in there. We'll bring it up next time we're on here. Wendy, I love you.
Hey, love you. And Roll Tide. I'm not giving up, Trey.
All right, Roll Tide. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
All right, bye.